Hey, it's Barbecue Brian from the House of Q, and I wanted to share some information about using Yoder and getting even temperatures from the left to the right, specifically on a YS1500. That's this big unit right here that's custom for me at House of Q, and you can get your own custom cooker from Yoder Smokers, but that's an aside. Anyway, I already know you want to know what's cooking, so let's start there. So on the inside are a couple of turkeys, looking really sexy, but hey, listen, the best thing that you want to know about getting even temperatures left and right using these guys up here, if you want to use them, is my first tip. The thermometers on the lids are a guideline. It's often very difficult to get those two to align to that number right there. You can almost set that controller and forget about the lid thermometers right there. Forget about them. It's like staring at the sun, just leave them alone. But right over here, once you set your controller, 266 degrees Fahrenheit right there, the other number right there is the turkey temperature. I got a little bit more cooking to go. 266. And over here, well, a smidge under 250 or spot on 250. That's acceptable to me. And right over here, about 275, somewhere right there. Assuming that those two are calibrated to be around 212 degrees at boiling water. That's the first thing. The second thing on your thermometers is the stem on the inside in here, right there. It's hard to see in the dark, of course. That stem is if it's still nice and clean, it hasn't bent. If you've bent it by putting it against a tray or something like that, or if it's touching a tray. For example, if I put that tray on the inside and I close the lid and I bent the stem, that thermometer is going to be off, which is common for me. But the tip is to try and even these ones out. To get close to that is right here, is opening this up, the damper on the heat plate, the heat management plate down below there. So it's open 1/4 of an inch at the back of the cooker. This will, when the pressure comes up from the air onto the heat management plate at the back, it will come up sooner that way from the gap than the front. And that will create an air circulation throughout the cooking chamber inside your Yoder 1500. That will start evening out the temperature from here to here. So you're in the right direction. Keeping your unit nice and clean, opening that one up right there, making sure your thermometers are actually reading what you think they're reading. And tip number 2 is right here. And this damper, usually you can leave this wide open. It won't make any difference because the fans are compressing the air into the cooking chamber, and it will create that pressure out here. But once you close this just a smidge, you can see how much it's closed. That will start to bring this temperature up. So if I open this, fully open, this temperature right here on the right hand side will go down. So between opening this up 1/4 of an inch, adjusting this over here on your stack, you're going to get even temperatures left and right on your Yoder 1500. It might take you 10, 15, 30 cooks on your unit to know exactly where to put that damper. And this one unit was going to be different than the very next one. Each unit will have some uniquenesses to it, and you're going to have to learn how it looks. Now, to wrap everything up here, let's take a look at those turkeys again because they look good, don't they? You guys, I'm Barbecue Brian from the House of Q, and hopefully that helped you with your Yoder. Happy cooking!